Hey, welcome to Rusty Bow. It's 14 degrees, now I get out of the cold and into the forge. So real quick, I'm just going to say I have this bundle of bolts that I was working on last week that I made an arrowhead out of tip. And I'm going to keep working this and see if I can make it into a billet and then see what I can make out of it. Hopefully it's more than just an arrowhead, so stay tuned. Alright, let's knit this end up first. Start twisting that in. Alright. Fuck. Right there is a piece of hardened steel from some tractor blade, something that I have laying around that I've cut off, used pieces for other things. So that's going to get shaped a little bit and possibly get inserted into the tangled mess that I'm welding together. that right there is what I got to work on. So I got to get that. before I quench it. Okay, so I have it clayed up, and I'm going to do the quench now. Yeah, that was sloppy. I didn't have a shallow thing set up, but that's okay because this wasn't really a big deal. Okay, so made this knife with, I don't know if you can see it here, there is a Hammond. And I won't say it's a great knife, it isn't. I mean, it's like the welds are incomplete, and I played around with it yesterday and around a fire with my friend Bill, and it was hacking at a few things. So, but we're going to run a couple tests with it today because this isn't a knife I particularly care about. I mean, it's like it's kind of cool in the sense that, you know, all right, you know, I wrapped bolts and welded them to this higher carbon piece of steel and kind of churned out this thing, but this isn't like, you know, a great knife, you know, and it's certainly not a knife I consider good on my standards, such as they are. But, you know, that's the kind of knife actually that is more fun to test, because if something goes wrong, well, you didn't lose much, right? I know, well, I'm pretty sure the blade is good, although the edge could be better, you know, sharper, but I mean the steel is pretty good, and the quench went well. So I want to see how it goes through a couple tests. So let's go do that. All right. So let's start with a simple. See if we can just what this does. Okay. So you can see here, cut is pretty clean. I don't really have any complaints with that. So the edge is not particularly sharp. It's okay. But it could be a lot sharper. I have barely put it on the stone at all since I quenched it, so it's okay. All right. All right, so let's get a fresh cut here. All right, and then again. Alright, it's okay. Okay, so this is a test that's most likely to damage the knife, if anything will. Hopefully I can collect the pieces afterwards. Well, I'm going to baton this. And the problem with these tests with wood tends to sink in. It is cut. The knife didn't take any marring. That's a real good sign, but I'd like to cut through that. So I'm going to see if I can find a better board underneath, a bit of a harder board. All right, I've got here a piece of maple, curly maple actually, that a friend gave to me, and I'm going to try putting it on that and see if that will again. Nothing marred the edge, as you can see, but it cuts, but not cut through, because it just sinks down into the wood, even that, and I don't. So I'll have to see if I can find something else. All right, so we're back to trying this again, and I have a piece of copper underneath it, which hopefully will do the trick. Alright, did not harm the blade, but it's still, I didn't hit it hard enough to, evidently, to cut through. So, I'm going to try this yet again. Okay, so the other piece of copper had a little flex to it, so I'm hoping that this sitting more flush. Yeah, I'm trying to minimize the potential issues with this, but probably just have to hit it harder. and nothing to the blade edge. A lot of cuts, nothing actually going through. We're going to try this one more time. This is a galvanized finish nail. There we go. Cut through, and nothing, no harm to the blade at all. And as a matter of fact, where are my welds? So, one piece is here. The other piece landed off that way. I had set some cardboard up to try to catch things. Didn't go in the direction I wanted, but at least I have the one piece of the nail there. So, yeah, okay, I think you can see the Hammond decently, like along here. You can see it here more easily, but yeah, you can kind of see it there too. And we'll flip the other side so you can see the irregularities there. And if I move it down, a little fainter, but you can see what I'm talking about definitely here. I can see them, I don't know, the camera's picking up everything. But, so, yeah, it's, like I said, it's not the sharpest knife in the world right now, because I barely touched a stone to it since quenching. But it apparently is not too bad for, for such a weird knife. Okay, so I've cut here, and I want to see if this is iron or not, because it was kind of behaving like it might be. So if it shows fibers when I break it, then okay, so here is what I'm seeing so far. So this doesn't look like the stereotypical wrought iron that I'm used to seeing exactly, but kind of close. And the way that just peeled off that, I think it's a fair call to say that this is wrought iron. Because actually, right there, that looks a lot like you know, the wood fiber grain structure that you get with wrought iron. It's just finer than I'm used to seeing. But this piece here that I got from a friend of mine's father-in-law's blacksmith shop, his scrap pile, some of those pieces came off a bridge, and they always talked about the pieces being made of iron. So I'm thinking what I got here is a big chunk of wrought iron. So I will put this with my other wrought iron. I thought when I made the bending fork from this that it behaved like wrought iron. You know, because like when you work it too, you don't work it hot enough, okay? Then it tends to split and crack and do funky things. And so I was seeing a little bit of that going on. So if this isn't exactly wrought iron, this might be damn close. It might be wrought iron that was, you know, approaching, had enough carbon that was approaching maybe, you know, a really low grade steel or something. But I think what I got here is wrought iron. Well, it tests one pretty well. You know, one never knows what to expect until you test something, and no problem with the blade. And the welds held up despite being incomplete. These aren't great welds, and this whole project was intended to just give me more practice welding, which I haven't done in a while. So, and obviously I need to do more, but to my credit, it was 14 degrees out and scarcely warmer than that. in the shop, in the forge, because my forge was built to keep the heat in, not to heat the building. So, you know, it did its job, but 14 degrees kind of pushes it. And, you know, the anvil is a cold sink, so, you know, you got to smack it fast on that anvil, you know, if you want to use any welding heat. But, so, yeah, okay. I am okay with this. I don't know what I'm going to use it for. I mean, this isn't the kind of knife I'm going to carry around or anything like that. But, you know, again, it was good practice, and I did make something kind of nifty out of it, sort of. So, all right, well, I'm going to get going here. Hope you had a good week, and I'll see you on the other side of this one. You stay well. Be good.